Hello, Miami. Chef Jeremy Ford here at Easterseals, South Florida with these amazing student chefs. I'm so excited to share that on Thursday, September 25th, I'll be the event chef chair for the 35th Annual Festival of Chefs. This beloved event benefits an important mission, the Culinary Arts School at Easterseals for students with unique abilities. Be sure to join us at Jungle Island for a special evening of signature dishes, fine wine and spirits, silent auction, entertainment, and so much more. So be sure to join us on Thursday, September 25th at Jungle Island. I'll see you there. Cheers.
Hello and welcome to our podcast. Thank you all for joining me today, and thank you to our friends at Miami's Community News for the opportunity to be here. My name is Pietro Bonacossa, and I have the privilege to serve as VP of Development for Easterseals South Florida, a wonderful nonprofit organization that provides services, programming, and solutions for individuals with special needs and unique abilities. I am joined here today by a wonderful panel of friends whom I'll introduce shortly. But today, we're here to talk about one of our signature events, which is coming up on Thursday, September 25th. It's called Festival of Chefs. It's the 35th annual edition, and we're so excited for what we have in store with this incredible event that brings people together for an evening of culinary delights and lots of special surprises. Chaired by Michelin-starred Top Chef winning celebrity chef Jeremy Ford, Festival of Chefs is South Florida's longest running food event. This amazing event includes some of Miami's top restaurants, providing an evening of signature dishes with an array of fine wine and spirits, and featuring a silent auction, a cigar lounge, an interactive photo booth, music, entertainment, and so much more. Best of all, the event raises funds and awareness for Easterseals' Culinary Arts Program, which is a high school vocational program for children and young adults with unique abilities. And it provides trainings and career pathways once they graduate with a Chef's Aid certificate. Today, I am thrilled to be joined by three longtime friends of Easterseals, South Florida, who have been instrumental in making Festival of Chefs a resounding success. We have, to my right, Chef Veronica Mauri from Chef Veronica Healthy Meals and Catering, i.e. Living the Healthy Life. It's a long description.
Yes.
Thank you, Chef Veronica. And then we have Liza Santana, the one and only, who is with Creativa's Group Public Relations. And then we have Tony Guerra from Breakwater Hospitality Group. Thank you all so much for joining. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Truly an honor. Thank you so much for being longtime friends of Easterseals and for helping really to put this event on the map over the years. So we're really grateful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start with questions. And we'd love to learn more, a little bit more about you all. So tell us a little bit about you and your background. I'm going to start with Liza.
Hello. So my background is I have been in the marketing, public relations, and events world for decades now. I'm not going to say how many because then I start to date myself. But I own an agency for the last 25 years. We're celebrating our milestone birthday, which is Creativa's Group Public Relations, Branding, and Events. And part of our core philosophy since the inception of the company was to support the nonprofit world. So with success, you must always give back. And that's how we operate every single day of our soon-to-be hit anniversary of 25 years, and we count on Easterseals to be part of our family every single year.
Well, congratulations. 25 years, that's
Thank
incredible.
you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, Tony.
Yeah. Well,
Tell us a little bit about you.
All right, I'll keep it sweet. I'll tend to go long. But, Miami native, born, raised. And next year I'll be celebrating 30 years on hospitality. And, it's a vocation. It's a service. There's a lot of fun, but we're here to serve people. And I've always had a passion to serve people through the ventures, the businesses I've been involved with and associated in my career. I just gotta say that Easterseals is something that's very near and dear to me, and I've always preached in this field of hospitality, and now that as we're getting into more in the culinary side of things, it's the power of the table, as we're all sitting here, and the power of food and beverage, that we all come together through food and beverage, and it unites us. And that's my passion, and engaging with people, building community. And I said, just as, and I've mentioned in the past in other presentations where I said, as a table brings us together here in this room, in community, restaurants bring community together. So, I'm a firm believer in giving back, community engagement, and getting involved. And it's all through the power of service and food.
That's beautifully stated. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
Chef Veronica happens to be one of our longtime chef vendors participating in Festival of Chefs, so we're very grateful for that. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you for having me here and for inviting me a couple of years ago to the festival. I'm a passionate chef that believes that everything that we eat has a very big impact in the way that we feel. So I created and founded this company, Chef Veronica, where we help people that don't have time to cook to eat healthy. We provide them with conscious, clean food, and we help them feel better through the food that they eat. And it'll be our pleasure to share our food with all of you on the festival.
And for anybody who hasn't tried Chef Veronica's food, it's truly amazing.
Delicious.
And definitely the concept of living a healthy life is something that we can all relate to. So congrats. And thank you for coming back again this year. We're excited to have you. So let's start from the beginning. It's always a very good place to start. How did you become involved with the Easterseals Festival of Chefs? Let's start with Tony.
Well, I was, I've always been active in Liza knows and doing charity events, and then I had some trauma in my life. I lost a child. My daughter's twin, and then I had what do you call it?
Like a calling.
Trauma, right? So I started when I experienced that, I started understanding why non-for-profits exist. And I understood that non-for-profits exist because there's a mission. And so I have more empathy. I started learning. I started getting involved. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I went through some trauma to experience something, but I grew from that. And what I started learning was the impact that non-for-profits in South Florida and Dade County, and how they impact the community, because we all have, challenges, traumas, whether it's, kids with autism, disabilities, or parents with Alzheimer's, dementia. I realized that there's a world outside the world that we currently live. We all live in a bubble, but there's a bigger picture. And it's about community, and there's needs in this community, and there's many great foundations with a mission. Easterseals, I happen to have a friend that worked at the Easterseals, and you were doing the Festival of Chefs. And because I was getting involved and I'm learning more about non-for-profits and missions that I felt that I connected with. And when I went to Easterseals and I visited the facility, I saw all the programs you had. And when I walked into the culinary arts high school program with the kids with autism and other different challenges, I connected with them. And I go, this is a great foundation. I want to learn more. So I got involved because I felt that I had something to offer, to contribute, and I had a passion for food and beverage. So I felt there was a calling, and I thought that was a great outlet for me to live, to learn, to grow, and give back.
And thank you for doing that. We're so grateful, and you've really brought the event to new heights over the years. So
Yeah.
It's so important. And speaking of bringing the event to new heights, I want to start by saying thank you to my friend Liza, because when I first started at Easterseals, I was knee-deep trying to get this Festival of Chefs organized. And I reached out to Liza. Everybody was like, you've got to talk to Liza. She took me under her wing, and you were like, I got you. So I'm very grateful for that. And we've had a lot of great successes together that we've shared, and thank you. So tell us how you got involved from the very beginning with Easterseals and Festival of Chefs.
So my association with Easterseals happened during my tenure at the Miami Herald and at the New Times, which were my last two corporate stints before I opened my company. Being our daily paper and our weekly, of course, all of the community events would come on my desk and would arrive on a press release or what have you. And I was familiar and I would support, but truthfully supporting from afar because I was getting hit by so many different organizations. Unbeknownst to my dear friend to my right, when he got involved heavily, then I got involved heavily. And, you know, it's just ironic that we're sitting here at this table and Tony and I have always shared similar passions when it comes to our profession, as far as marketing and strategy are concerned, but we've also shared that common passion for giving back. And I think that's why we've always worked well together. So, you know, where he would go, he would invite me and I would follow. And where I've gone, I've invited him. And there's always been great synergy because although we're very similar, we have, you know, different gifts that I believe that God gave us that work well during our contributions. But that's actually how my relationship with Easterseals started. And I just kept on getting more involved and more involved. You know, when you fall in love with an organization, it's almost like you start off giving an inch and then before you know it, you've just said, take all of me. Just go ahead, take whatever you need because you really want to see, you know, all of the boxes checked. You want to see the mission complete and it's never ending. It's never ending.
Yeah, you know, I can jump in, right? All right, cool.
This is a conversation.
This is an informal. Yeah. So now you remind me, it's right when I call you. So going back when you had asked me, so I got involved. You know, I was invited when I learned about Easterseals and I went to my first, festival chefs event. You know, pre-COVID. This is like 2000.
So many years ago.
16, something like that. And I went to the event just to experience it. And it was a great event. But I turned back to the team at the Festival of Chefs and their committee and the organization. I said, the event's here. It's a good event. But Miami's evolving. Miami's becoming a different culinary city. Yeah. And the bar has been raised. And with South Beach Food and Wine and all the multiple events happening in South Florida that are culinary and hospitality driven, I told Easterseals at the time, we need to take this to the next level. Mm-hmm. We need to aspire to be just as good or better than those events that are out there. Like Sobe Food and Wine set the standard, and so did other organizations. So we decided, let's rebrand, rebuild. Let's take this culinary event to the next level, and let's make it really culinary driven for a good cause. Yeah. It always goes towards a good cause. Yeah. But also, let's make this a place where those movers and shakers and those that understand the power of hospitality and what is good culinary will experience the Easterseals Festival of Chefs and say, this is a great signature event that happens in Miami, produced by Easterseals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes the two of you so special because you're clearly marketing, branding, creative professionals. But you also lead with a heart. You take you set the example. You bring people together, and you're very peer-to-peer, experts. So you know how to bring people to help build out this event and making it successful, which is so important. So having people follow your lead and you're setting the example is what I think that the philanthropic community really should aspire to all the time, because ultimately that's how we get to serve more people. That's how we create more opportunities for our student chefs by bringing all these chefs together to create something amazing.
Yeah, Liza was great. She was my first call. Which is important. We're here to raise money. Yeah. But I think more than, because in all foundations, there's a financial goals, raise money. Every foundation, it's bringing the revenue. But more important is creating awareness. And I think is educating the community, sharing the mission, and finding, like all of us here, like-minded individuals, that can help grow the foundation by sharing the passion, spreading the word, educating everybody. It's about educating people with the mission and supporting it. And you build a community of like-minded individuals that are going to help get this message, and let's grow.
That's beautiful. And speaking of bringing people together, Liza, I found out, has been instrumental. Liza and Tony have brought a lot of chefs over the years, but in this particular case today, Liza brought Chef Veronica. So thank you for connecting to our mission and being part of this event. Chef Veronica, can you tell us a little bit about what do you love about being part of this event from your experience as a chef vendor?
Yes. So, yes, I got to Easterseals by Liza. I attended one of her fundraisings, Toy Christmas, I think it was. And she said a couple of months later, she said, I have this great event and I want you to be part of it. So I say yes. And that was my first festival. And I really clicked with the kids. I ended up teaching a class last year with the kids. I think it is a great opportunity to expose them to all the different restaurants where they can learn later join and work and expand their capacity. But what I like the most is like for people to spend time with the kids that night and see what they do and share, because it's a fun night. It's for everybody to benefit. You are helping a great cause and you are trying different foods, wines, and having a great experience. And I think when we all come together, we all have fun and we all grow together.
Beautiful. Liza, what do you love most out of many wonderful things about Festival of Chefs? Just from your experience, the personal touch that you brought to the event, what has been the most meaningful?
I think the most meaningful has been connecting. I echo some of Chef Veronica's feelings, connecting with some of the children. In particular, I've had some of the aspiring chefs from the program reach out to me after meeting me at the event, because they see me running around and they kind of figure out that I'm doing something that's work related at the event. And once we have that conversation and I say, I help and I give of my time and of my expertise to try to make this event bigger and better, they ask me how. And then the next question is, can you help me? I want to be a chef. I would love to have a restaurant someday. And it happened last year, and notably it happened 2 years before. I remember because there are conversations that make your heart feel like it's swelling. You're seeing them right there in their element, and the excitement when the children ask you, did you try my dish? Did you try this? Did you like it? Did you taste it? And I get very emotional. To be quite honest, it's one of the 2 events of the year where I have to kind of meditate, and remind myself, this is a fun event. This is going to be great, because it's very emotionally charged for me, especially when you see the children come out. They're so proud of what they've created and what they've done. And it just... You can't have a heart. You cannot possibly have a heart if you don't feel emotional when you see them in the middle of the excitement of the event and they're feeding off of it. You could see that they're just enjoying everyone and the energy in the room. And I think that through the years, as the event has grown, for me, my emotion goes deeper and deeper, and I just feel so much more. And I just always want to be part of it. I always want to be part of it because I think that's the beauty, to both Tony's point and Chef Veronica. When you get attached to a mission, I think that movement that happens inside of you motivates you to do so many things, including for the people that, we're trying to attract to the event and to the Easterseals. Folks may write a check one time because they know you, or you said, hey, can you donate to this? Or can you support this that I'm part of? But if they really take the time to understand the mission, if they experience the event, that's when you get hooked. It's impossible not to. So I think that the best way to grow the awareness and the knowledge, and I call it, gaining more ambassadors, right? The best way to do that, I believe, and that's why every single year I say, can we invite a few certain people? Because seeing is believing. Yeah. Right? Wouldn't you agree, Tony? Yeah, and that's always been how we've done it. You know certain people that will fall in love with the cause and that will be so important to the growth and to the expansion of the awareness and the knowledge. So short answer, my favorite part is just seeing how it grows each year and knowing that we're making a difference.
That's a wonderful sentiment. Thank you so much for sharing. And I can totally vouch for what you're saying because I've seen you in action and I've seen how meaningful it is to you. So thank you. Now, Tony, you are well known in the community, I think, as Mr. Hospitality. You are legendary. And I had heard about you long before I ever had the opportunity to meet you. And I know that you've been so instrumental in the success of this event. You brought so many chefs and restaurateurs to the event. So when you talk to chefs and invite them and encourage them to come, what is kind of your selling point? What is that aha moment that you share with them?
Well, what's great is it's called Festival Chefs.
Yeah.
So you have a great name. So when you're saying a Festival of Chefs, they want to know, what's this Festival of Chefs? Why are all these chefs coming together? What's the purpose? And when you tell them the purpose, which it resonates with them, because you know how in business there's always, and everybody out there, there's your work family. Well, kitchens, have a soul. Restaurants have a soul. There, there's what you see, but there's, on the floor, but there's what nobody sees. It's the kitchen behind those doors. There's a work family. There's a leader, which is a chef, running the show, and that team is their family. There's a sense of belonging. There's a sense of home. Everyone's got a story. So what's really unique is not only do you bring in these youth that have challenges or disabilities or whatever, wherever they lie on their spectrum, the fact that you've opened the door and you found youth that want to be part of the kitchen culture, that want to put their time to learn and to be part of someone's team. I think a lot of chefs are like, really? A culinary arts high school program in Miami for kids that may have autism or something else? Kids that want to work, that want to find a purpose and want to find a family, a work family. So a lot of chefs are like, great, I want to do this, showcase my food, but also I want to also open my doors to welcome others to join my kitchen and my team. And that's where I've seen a lot of chefs, be intrigued to learn about your mission.
I love that you're saying that because actually that's one of the favorite things that I have, out of many favorite things. But when I see chefs from all walks of life, right, participating in the event, connect with each other. And over the years, I've seen chefs that started, they were just kind of up and coming, and now they're very established. And when you walk into this venue, you see them all connecting with each other, sharing camaraderie. It's all giving back for the greater good, supporting the mission, supporting a culinary arts program. But it's also a great way for them to network with each other and share this special moment. So I love that.
Yeah, I've always said the strength of a restaurant is based on the strength of that kitchen. The kitchen is the heart and soul because, you can have a busy restaurant, but if the kitchen's like the horsepower. If the kitchen can't produce it, it won't get to the floor. So you really need to have a strong kitchen, a great team, great leaders with great chefs. But it's the family. You got to have that harmony, the synchrony, and finding good labor is hard. Finding workers, finding people with passion. And what's really impressive about the Easterseals is I've seen firsthand in my past these young kids willing to work, that want to be part of something, willing to give, and they have talent. They're great. So, but they just need an opportunity, and they need people to open up that up, give them an opportunity. And so you guys, I bow down to you, and I came today because I love Liza and share time with her and you. We're here to let everyone know that this is a great cause to support.
And you guys have been extraordinary. So thank you for that. So that's a perfect segue. So speaking of the kitchen, right? So Chef Veronica very recently had the opportunity to come to visit Easterseals and host a cooking demo with our students. So you've all visited Easterseals in person, right? So I'm going to start with you, Chef Veronica. If someone watching this podcast today were to ask what makes our culinary arts program special, what would you say?
I think this is a great way to integrate the kids into the community, to help them spark their creativity, to boost their confidence. to make them feel that they matter, that they are part of a big thing. When we prepare that dish that actually does the dish I'm going to bring to the festival, right?
It's amazing.
So we made an Indian dish, and they were so happy, and they were so concentrated on what they were doing, and they were taking their time, and we were having so much fun. And I think we all learn from each other, because they learn from me, I learn from them, and that's what makes it great. That we spread the community, we spread the knowledge, and we spread the love. And love has to be the main ingredient in the food.
Wonderful. Liza, you've been to Easterseals many times. So what do you think makes our culinary arts program special?
I think that what makes it special is that you all, number one, know the children intimately and know the young adults intimately. So you know exactly how capable they are. These are not individuals that are just being given a bowl and been told to just mix something. It's going further. It's believing that they can do stuff, and pairing them up with extraordinary talent, people who are doing this already, who get to come in and work alongside them. Where, let's think about it. Since children are small, what do? We show them adults who've made it, who've achieved, who've done great things, so they can look up to these people and aspire, right? So we're giving them this inspiration constantly, showing them people who are doing what they hopefully will get to do one day. And not just telling them, right? It's teaching through actual learning, through doing. And that to me is extremely important, where I've been so many times and I see them doing stuff. They're not just being told again to do something, which, I consider like silly teaching. You know what I mean? Showing them you're capable of so much more.
This is truly a vocational program. Our students learn everything from front of the house, back of the house, and when they graduate, they really have attained a lot of skills that can be applied to any culinary setting, hospitality setting. So, Tony, I'm going to ask you this question. Knowing the skills that our students learn in our culinary arts program, what opportunity would you encourage all the chefs that that come to our Festival of Chefs to open up for our students? What kind of doors do you think would be suitable for students with unique abilities once they have those opportunities?
Well, I think if a restaurateur and a chef is participating at Festival of Chefs, you have to almost already believe that they've already opened the door. They're participating because they want to contribute, and that leads me to believe that there's now a door open for any student with this foundation and with the school. They have an open door already with that chef, because that chef is participating. For me, that's an endorsement. And anybody out there or any chef that's participating this year or is looking to participate in the future, know that you're a role model.
Yeah.
Every chef that participates is actually a role model for these students that are also going to be at the event that they look up to. These kids believe that they can be a chef. And
Absolutely.
maybe they will one day, but the thing is, I believe once, a restaurant, a chef participates at Easterseals, there's an open door with that restaurant.
Yeah.
There's already a connection. There's that human connection. And if any parent has a student at the school, know that they can visit that restaurant. They can speak to that chef and know that, hey, we participated, we were there, we were at the event, we love what you do. There's already a connection.
Yeah. And that's why throughout the year, we invite not only chefs like Chef Veronica to host cooking demos at Easterseals, but if they are participating restaurants, we encourage them to invite our students for a day of learning at their restaurant, a full immersion day. Yeah. And that's how they start learning those skills. And if the restaurant or the company that runs the restaurants believes in disability inclusion, those are some of the pathways that we want to create so that we can open up those doors to students for those opportunities, which are so meaningful and I think very replicable as well.
May I?
Yeah.
I wanted to touch upon something because I actually learned it through you, unbeknownst to you. One of the things that I also realized about Easterseals, the children not only will have the opportunity to take that path of becoming, let's say, a chef, but through all of these different activities, it may open up another area in their mind that they're attracted to in the world of hospitality. You've been in hospitality your entire life and you're not a chef.
Exactly.
But your contributions have predominantly always been in this world. So who knows if one of those children ends up being, some position that is not necessarily the chef, but another critical position to the restaurant. The same way that Tony said it this is a family. Once you go beyond those doors of the kitchen, but there's the family that's behind those doors in the kitchen, but then there's the front of house. So you never know what avenue these children may travel.
Yeah, hospitality it's a home. People ask me, those. I'm not the guy in the kitchen, or I wasn't ever in the nightclubs in my era. I wasn't making the drinks. I was on the floor. I was connecting with people.
Yeah,
I mean, we're here to serve. Yeah, we're here to bring people together in harmony, in good times, for a good laugh. And it's hospitality. We're here to serve. And you're right. These students, it's more than just understanding how to work in the kitchen. It's, do you want to be part of the service industry? Yeah. Are you a nurturing person? If you want to take care of people and you want to nurture people and you want to make sure people feel good, you get into hospitality because it gives you a platform to engage, connect, make new friends, and have the opportunity to serve someone.
And it gives you a sense of purpose. Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being part of this panel today, for spending time with us today. To our viewers watching today, we encourage you to attend this amazing one-of-a-kind event on Thursday, September 25th at Jungle Island. Tickets are available at festivalofchefs.com. Thank you, Tony, for that. And we're so excited to have you. Get ready for an unforgettable evening. You're going to all have a wonderful time. So please go on our website, festivalofchefs.com. Purchase your tickets today. Spend time with us. You'll get to meet Tony, Liza, Chef Veronica, and many, many other friends who make this event the success that it is. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Chef Veronica. Thank you, Liza.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Tony. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all at Festival of Chefs, Thursday, September 25th. Be there.